In this video, we are starting the chapter on permutation groups. So we begin with the definition of a permutation. So let X be a set. A 1 1 and onto function from X to X is called a permutation of X. And we collect all the 1 1 and onto functions from X to X and denote this set by Sx. On Sx, we define an operation as follows. So pick two elements from Sx, phi and psi. We define the product of these two, phi psi. It's simply a function composition. So we define phi psi from x to x by phi psi of any x to be equal to phi of psi of x. Now, to show that phi psi is again a member of Sx, we will have to show that phi psi is both 1 1 and onto. So let us first see it is 1 1 or not. So suppose phi psi of x is equal to phi psi of y for two elements x and y in X, then that means phi of psi of x is phi of psi of y. But because phi is 1 1, therefore psi of x is equal to psi of y. And again, because psi is 1 1, we get x is equal to y, and therefore phi psi is 1 1. Phi psi is 1 1. Now, to show that phi psi is onto, we proceed as follows. So we pick an element z from X. We have to show a pre-image of z under phi psi. Now, since phi is onto, z will have a pre-image y. So phi of y is z. So now y is an element of X and psi is onto now. So there will be a pre-image of y under psi. So there exists x in X such that psi of x is y. Now let us apply phi psi function on x. It is equal to phi of psi of x, but psi of x is y, so it becomes phi of y, and phi of y is z. So we have a pre-image of z under phi psi, and that pre-image is x. So this shows that phi psi is onto, and this implies phi psi is a 1 1 and onto function from x to x. So phi psi belongs to Sx. So this function composition is a binary operation on X. We know that function composition is associative. The function I from x to x defined by I of x equal to x for all x is both 1 1 and onto. So I is a member of Sx. Now if we multiply I by phi this way, so phi I of x becomes phi of I of x. I of x is simply x, so it becomes phi x, and I phi x is also phi x. So we can say that this is true because it is true for all x. So phi I and I phi are equal to phi. So I is the identity of Sx. Now since phi is 1 1 and onto, any member of Sx is 1 1 and onto, so its inverse also exists, and that is also 1 1 and onto. So phi inverse belongs to Sx. So this Sx is a group under function composition, and we call Sx the symmetric group on the set X. If X is finite and it contains n elements, then we denote Sx by this symbol Sn and call it the symmetric group of degree n. Now if order of x is n, then for convenience we write the set x as follows. We write the members of x simply as 1, 2, 3 up to n. Do remember that these 1 to n are not numbers, they simply represent the elements of x. They may be matrices, may be functions or whatever. As a particular example, let us take x having 4 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and alpha from x to x is a permutation. So alpha will send these elements 1, 2, 3, 4 to some other elements of x. So suppose alpha of 1 is 2, alpha of 2 is 3, alpha of 3 is 4, and alpha of 4 is 1. Then we write alpha in this way as a matrix, two rows notation it is called. In the first row we write the domain elements. We have 4 domain elements 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are domain elements. And in the second row we write the images of the corresponding elements. So because 1 goes to 2 under alpha, so we write 2 under 1. Under alpha 2 goes to 3, so we write 3 under 2. 3 goes to 4 under alpha, so we write 4 under 3, and 4 goes to 1 under alpha, so we write 1 under the number 4. So if beta is this permutation, first row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and second row is 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. So that will mean that beta is a permutation of from x to x, where x contains 5 elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and under beta 1 goes to 2, so beta of 1 is 2, beta of 2 is 1, beta of 3 is 3, beta of 4 is 5, and beta of 5 is 4. Notice that beta of 3 is 3, so we say that 3 is fixed by beta. 3 is fixed under beta. Also notice that the lower row, second row, contains all the domain elements. It must contain all the domain elements because beta is both 1, 1 and on 2. So lower row is just a permutation of the symbols of first row. So that is why these maps are called permutations. Let us count the number of permutations in Sn. A particular permutation alpha in Sn will look like this way. First row contains n symbols 1, 2, 3, n, and the second row contains their images. So 1 has image alpha 1, 2 has image alpha 2, and so on. N has image alpha n. Now, how many such alphas are there will depend on the choices of these images alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, and alpha n. The first image alpha 1 has n choices because we can send 1 to any of the symbols 1, 2 up to n. The second symbol alpha 2 is left with only n minus 1 choices because 1 is sent to alpha 1, so we cannot send 2 to alpha 1 again. So 2 will have the remaining n minus 1 choices. This is because alpha is 1, 1 and on 2. Similarly, going on, alpha 3 has n minus 2 choices and so on. Lastly, alpha n is left with only one choice. So there are altogether n into n minus 1 and so on up to 3 to 1, these many permutations in Sn. That means Sn has n factorial permutations. So order of Sn is n factorial. The symmetric group of degree 3 S3 has the following 6 permutations, 3 factorial. The first permutation is the identity permutation. All elements are fixed under I. In the second permutation, we have shifted the 1, 2, 3 elements cyclically by 1. So 1, 2, 3 becomes 2, 3, 1. Then if we again shift these elements by 1, then 2, 3, 1 becomes 3, 1, 2. So this way we get 3 permutations. In the fourth permutation, the element 1 is fixed and 2 and 3 are interchanging. So 2 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 2. In the fifth permutation, element 2 is fixed and 1 and 3 are interchanging with each other. So 1 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 1. And in the last permutation, 3 remains fixed and 1 and 2 are interchanging. 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1. So S3 has these 6 permutations. Cycle notation is the most convenient way to represent a permutation. Let us understand how to write a permutation in cycle notation form by an example. So we have taken here a permutation alpha in from the group S6. It is a permutation on 6 symbols. To write alpha in cycle notation form, we start with the first symbol, smallest symbol 1. We can start with any symbol, but it is better to start with the smallest symbol. So smallest symbol appearing here is 1. So let us start with 1 and see what is the image of 1. Image of 1 is 2, so 1 goes to 2. Now we will see the image of 2. 1 has image 2 and so we will see the image of 2. 2 has image 1. So we started with 1 and we have reached at 1. So we will finish this cycle here. We have used now two symbols 1 and 2 in this cycle. Remaining symbols are 3, 4, 5 and 6, and out of these 3 is the smallest symbol. So let us start now with 3. Under alpha 3 goes to 4. So we will see the image of 4 now. 4 goes to 6. So we will see the image of 6 now. And under alpha 6 goes to 3. So we started with 3 and reached at 3. So this cycle is also completed. So we have completed 2 cycles now, and in 2 cycles we have consumed 5 symbols 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. The remaining symbol is 5. So let us start with 5 and under alpha 5 goes to 5. So all symbols are consumed now and we have made 3 cycles. First cycle, in which 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1, we write it as 1 2 and close this bracket. So it is understood that in this cycle 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1. The second cycle consists of 3 symbols. We started with 3, 3 goes to 4 and 4 goes to 6 and 6 goes to 3. So we close this cycle here. So this cycle is closed. And in the third cycle we have only one symbol 5 and 5 goes to 5. Okay, so we have now 3 cycles. So we will write alpha as first cycle is 1 2, then second cycle is 3 4 6 and third cycle is 5. So alpha is a product of 3 cycles. and we say that alpha has this cycle notation. We saw that if alpha is this permutation in two rows notation, then in cycle notation form alpha is this one. Now let us consider two more permutations. One is beta and another one is gamma. Let us find out their product, beta gamma. So let us write beta and gamma side by side, and then let us see where this first element 1 goes under beta gamma. Under gamma 1 goes to 1, and then applying beta on 1 we see that 1 goes to 2. So under beta gamma 1 goes to 2. Now let us check 2. Under gamma 2 goes to 2, and under beta 2 goes to 1. So under beta gamma 2 will go to 1. Similarly 3 goes to 4 here, and 4 goes to 4 here. So 3 goes to 4. 4 goes to 6 here, and 6 goes to 6 here. So 4 goes to 6. 5 goes to 5 here, and 5 goes to 5 here also. So 5 goes to 5. Then 6 goes to 3 here, and 3 goes to 3 here. So 6 goes to 3 under beta gamma. So beta gamma is this permutation, and you see that this is nothing but alpha. So alpha is a product of these two permutations, beta and gamma. However, if we write beta and gamma also in cycle notation form, then we see that beta is equal to, let us start with 1. So under beta 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 1, so cycle is closed. Then 3 goes to 3, 4 goes to 4, 5 goes to 5, and 6 goes to 6. Similarly, gamma is equal to, let us start with 1. 1 goes to 1 under gamma, 2 goes to 2, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 6, and 6 goes to 3. So this cycle is closed, and then 5 goes to 5. So beta and gamma in cycle notation form are this and this. Now if we agree not to write the cycles of this type where element is fixed, goes to itself, so we will not write 3 goes to 3, 4 goes to 4, 5 goes to 5, and 6 goes to 6 in beta, with the understanding that the number that is not appearing in the cycle notation form goes to itself. So beta simply becomes 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1. Other symbols that are not appearing, that we understood that they are going to themselves. So 3, 4, 5, 6 are not appearing in beta. So 3 goes to 3, 4 goes to 4, 5 goes to 5, and 6 goes to 6. Similarly, gamma we can write down as 3, 4, 6 only. And alpha we can write down as 1, 2, and 3, 4, 6. And so we can see that alpha is a product of beta and gamma. This is in cycle notation form.